question number 3. The function f is one-to-one function. Find its inverse. And the function is f of x is equal, open parenthesis, x plus 2 raised to the cubic power plus 8. Okay, this is a solution for the question number 3. The function is f of x is equal x plus 2 raised to the cubic power minus 8. And our goal is find the inverse function. Okay, it is obvious that this function is one-to-one function. So it is the explanation why it is because, you know, the cubic function look like that. This is the basic cubic function, and it's obvious that this function is a family of this function, and when you apply the horizontal line test crossing only one point. And also, the domain and range of this function is all random, from negative infinity to positive infinity, both domain and range. This is for f of x. And for the inverse, the domain and range are the same, because remember, the domain of the direct function is equal the range of the inverse, and the range of the direct function is equal to the domain of the inverse. This is for the inverse function. Okay, let's apply the procedure. The systematic procedure is you replace f of x for y, x plus 2 cubic minus 8. Okay, now this is the most important moment in which you interchange x and y. And this is the inverse function, but an implicit form. So you solve for y, and when you solve for y, you get directly the inverse function. So in this case, I'm moving a addition, x plus 8 is equal y plus 2 cubic. Okay, now take out cubic root both sides, because I want to cancel out cubic and cubic root. And finally, in order to isolate y, you subtracting 2. So far we have cubic root x plus 8 minus 2 is equal the new y, and is also equal the inverse function, cubic root x plus 8 minus 2 is equal, remember the symbolic way to indicate inverses, f negative 1 of x. Let me close in the box this, because this is the final answer. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Alright, now the checking. The checking always is super important. The checking in both directions. So you form a decomposition between the original and its inverse. And the answer must be equal identity function. Let's see. Okay, I open parentheses. Inside the parentheses I plug in cubic root x plus 8, x plus 8 minus 2 plus 2 cubic everything minus 8. Okay, es obvio que 2 and 2 cancels out. Es obvio que cubic root and cubic cancels out, and so far we have x plus a minus a is equal identity function. Okay. Likewise, when you combine the inverse function and the original function in different order, is like a cubic root. Inside we have x plus 2 raised to the cubic power minus a plus 8. Minus 2 outside the radical. Again, positive a and negative a cancels out, cubic root and cubic cancels out. We have then x plus 2 minus 2, okay, one more time, is identity function. Okay, this is a confirmation. Everything is perfect. We computed the inverse function. This is the inverse function, and its domain is all real number, and its range is all real number. Question 4 is similar. Question 4 is about, you suppose que f is one-to-one function, find its inverse. But the function is f of x is equal to square root x plus 3. Well, solution for the question 4. In the question 4 we have f of x is equal to square root x plus 3. Okay, that's it. It is one-to-one function. The reason is because, for example, the square root function look like that, the basic square root function. It's obvious that when you draw horizontal line crossing only one point, and this is a family of the square root function. The only difference is that we have the horizontal shift 3 units to the left, but it's the same way, same shape. Okay, now domain for the original function is you take the expression inside the radical must be non-negative. Solve this inequality. X greater than or equal -3. Okay, entonces en conclusion is the domain is bracket -3, infinity. However, the range of the original is the value of the y just positive and includes 0. Because as you can see, the square root function only get positive value of the y, and the original function have no any vertical shift can modify the situation. Okay, now the set domain and range for the original function is this. For the inverse function, the domain is exactly the same for the range. Is the x such that x is greater than or equal to 0, and the range of its inverse is exactly the same with the domain, is the value of the y such that y is greater than or equal -3. Okay, this is the situation for the inverse. Now, in order to find the expression for the inverse, you will replace f of x for y after you interchange x and y. Now you solve for y in order to get the explicit form of the inverse function. I propose to square both sides. So x squared is equal y plus 3. Then y is equal x squared minus 3. Okay, this is the expression for the inverse function. Because exactly I have to find. With associated with the domain, what domain? This is the domain. X greater than or equal to 0. Okay, let's do the checking as always in both order. So f composition the inverse. The answer must be identity function. That's the original f is radical. You replace no x, you replace x squared minus 3 plus 3. This and this is cancel, and the square root and square cancel. Identity. And the checking f inverse. Composition f. I start writing this, the inverse function is this, is parenthesis square root x plus 3 a squared minus 3 outside. One more time, square root and square cancels out. We have x plus 3 minus 3. Again, it's identity function. And this solution corresponds to the handout, the option 8.